I have some time. I have some time before the video I did tonight finishes uploading and finishes processing. So why don't I talk about this? Because it's not related to anything on either channel. So why not? Um, Most Canadian shoppers don't use self checkout at grocery stores on a regular basis. This is the thing. So at some point, stores said, if we could get rid of cashiers, we'd save a lot of money, and they're right. But I've always noticed at stores like there's nobody in line for self checkout. I love self checkout, but it's interesting. So a customer says I would not like to have that type of hassle, so I try to go through cashier lines. The hassle being something always goes wrong. There's nothing in it for me. A new grocery shopping study out of Dalhousie University suggests many Canadians have dabbled in self checkout, but few have found reason to embrace technology, which, along with reducing labor costs, is supposed to make a shopping environment more convenient. Um, Only 11% say they like it. They're going to have to do a better job in getting the right technology in place if they want to capitalize on self checkout. I loved self checkout. The automated bagging thing keeps saying put it in your bag, pull it out of your bag, put it in your bag. Well, no, I didn't because it's 10 pounds of potatoes. It's just inconvenient. I've often found that people that don't like self checkout, they don't understand it a lot of the time. And it's been a topic of conversation in this house because my wife really hates self checkout. And when I go through self checkout with her, if she's in charge of it, I just watch her and I go, oh, because there are little things people do, and I'm like, machine's gonna bug her. Machine's gonna go all buggered on you, and then it goes buggered. And I think there's a patience people need, and it's funny because I used to love, this before I had a channel, before anybody knew who I was, before it mattered. I would walk home from work. I'd have my head down. I'd walk into Superstore. I'd go through. I'd grab a couple of items. I would go through self checkout, punch them through, go straight out the door. I wouldn't say a word to anybody. It was glorious. It was wonderful. I didn't have to say a word to anybody. I didn't have to ask for bags. I have to do nothing. Just bing, bing, bing. Done. Finished. Done. And I understand. So here we go. You have a thing of floss, and you've already put it in the baggage area, and it's not reading it. And then you're going, sir, ma'am, sir, I need help. Um, Somebody says experience problems when scanning items without barcodes that require extra steps, such as produce that must be weighed or items from the bakery. And that comes down to knowing how to navigate the menus. And it takes some practice, but once you've navigated the menus for produce items or know how to enter the items for the bakery and make sure you get the exact right number, it's not that bad. It's different. Um, Going through self checkout is impractical. We have children to watch. That is valid. It's absolutely valid that if you have 3 or 4 kids and they're yelling and screaming, you probably won't have the time nor patience to watch them and whatever they're setting on fire while you're trying to ring your stuff through. I think the most kids I've ever gone through self checkout with is one, and that would have been my son when he was about 16. Even then, it can be kind of a trial. Um, Bob Munson of Nelson, BC says he uses machines whenever possible to avoid getting bogged down in unneeded chit chat with the cashier. I'm shopping. I'm not there to make friends. I like to get the machine that does the job and just go. Loblaws, and then there's an article in here too. Loblaws cranks up self checkout with an app that scans items while you shop. I don't like that idea. I don't. That's just yeah, I don't like it. Nobody wants to wait in line to buy food. Already self-checkouts are changing. Major global supplier NCR recently announced it's incorporating image scanning technology that eliminates the need for weight-based detection of scanned items. This means no more need for that automated voice reminding you to place your items in the bagging area. Some retail experts expect people will flock to self-checkout when it looks more like Amazon Go, a cashierless store created by online shopping giant Amazon. Thanks to technology that detects when products are removed from store shelves, Amazon Go shoppers take what they want and just walk out, and they're billed via their Amazon accounts. Amazon Go is almost seamless. Definitely, I think, has great potential because I see the value for customers. But again, okay, and they're saying here, only 7 Amazon Go stores exist all in the U.S., but up to 3,000 more are reportedly in the works. People are going to enjoy shopping the way that they're used to shopping. I think it's going to take a very long time for this to work. And then the other problem you have is with self-checkout. Yeah, sometimes it buggers up. And you're like, hey, it's machine. And I got pretty good at it. I got pretty good at just, you know, waving the guy or the girl over and just, yeah, I just need this. Just clear that out. I don't know why it's doing that. And I think, again, part of it is while I'm going through self-checkout and I'm doing it to speed up my time going through the process of being in the store. I don't want to be there any longer than I have to be. When there's a beep or something happens that's not supposed to happen, I just go, yeah, all right, I'm here for an extra 30 seconds. And I call them over and it's dealt with. If you get frustrated, you guaranteed you're going to end up throwing something in the wrong spot and it's going to start giving you prompts and telling you you're screwing up and swearing at you. It doesn't swear. It should sometimes, I think, sometimes with the way people are. And I do think it's obnoxious when I see somebody going through self-checkout and it's all produce. It's like, oh, wow, really? I'm stuck in line and everybody's got produce. Are you writing a check? Do I have to come over there and hit you? Those are the only times I get frustrated. Because the ones that are writing checks, the ones that are doing all the couponing, the ones that are doing all the produce, those ones you're going to have a cashier. You're going to have a cashier ready for those people. I don't think self-checkout will ever completely replace cashiers. But honestly, if it prevents me from having to deal with a massive lineup, and I could just go through self-checkout and ring through my 4 or 5 items and go, I'll do it every time. So let me know your experience with self-checkout, your enjoyment or not enjoyment of self-checkout. And yeah, this is a really random video because it's 2:26 in the morning. I'm really tired. I'm insanely tired. And I just thought this would be a nice little thing. I saw this on CBC News. And I thought, this is an interesting little article. That's interesting. So for business reporter Sophia Harris, good little article. That's interesting. That's the kind of thing I want to see more of on the news and not so much of the crap we see on the news these days. So yeah, people have asked me, you know, are you going to start a news channel? No, there's no need to start a brand new channel. I'll just do the odd news article kind of thing, or like I've done here. And again, is it an entertainment thing? Absolutely. You are being entertained by going through a self-checkout process that makes it so much easier than going through the checkout unless you have to. If you have cabbages, rutabagas, spinach, broccoli, all of these are in your bags, go through the cashier. Don't go through self-checkout because holy crap, and there are certain customers that just are not built for self-checkout. So you're never going to get rid of the cashiers. It's never going to happen. But I think you'll be able to process more customers and probably employ a few less on staff. I really don't think it's going to cut staffing costs as much as they think it will. Because there will always be people who want to deal with a cashier and prefer that personal side of things. I know when I was working with meat packing and Save On Foods got a new owner, he stated he wanted to bring back butchers because he felt that people in the meat department like dealing with butchers and they like to have that experience. You know what? He's probably right. The problem is when you crunch the numbers, it's just too expensive. So that didn't end up happening. But I had concern at the time, like, geez, you know, we could all end up out of work. This industry could get crushed if they ever decide to go back to having butchers and service side industry. But that didn't happen. So it's still mass produce, do everything the same size and the same weight. And yeah, there's times I go into a meat department and I miss having a butcher. That was fun. I remember going into IGA as a kid and I want this and I want that and I could get it in whatever size I wanted it, whatever cut I wanted of whatever meat. That was just great. You can still get that, of course, with specialized meat shops, and some of them are actually a better price than what you're going to get at the superstore and at general markets. But people like just that one-stop shop, right? You go in, you get your pork chops, you get your steaks and burger and whatever else, and you get it all for a nice, even price, and you don't have to do more than one stop. Because in this day and age, that's what people want. They want one-stop shopping. And that's why we have these huge, mega, super-sized marts. I don't mind doing more than one stop. I have actually found the meat to probably be of better quality, cut better when I go to a local butcher shop than I get at stores. And I really don't find that the price is any better at the big stores. But that's me. Again, let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Because, hey, that's why it's there. And thank you guys so much for watching. And hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your ways through. You just happen upon this video. And yes, the varied content is on purpose because people have said, hey, I like this varied content. That's kind of fun. Good. I approve and I agree. And I'll talk to you again soon.